Hello, I'm Shawn Comboy. I'm an executive coach and Hive 80 member. This is part 3 of a 3-part series about how career-minded women can succeed in their careers. Now, in parts 1 and 2, I shared that one of my passions as an executive coach is helping career-minded women thrive in the workplace, a workplace that, unfortunately, is not designed for women, meaning it's generally biased towards men, which creates unique challenges for women, particularly in their ability to advance professionally. Now, in parts 1, we took a detailed look into what those challenges were and the impact that they have on women's careers. In part 2, I shared what women can do despite those challenges to succeed in the corporate world. Today, we're going to look at what organizations can do so that they can cultivate a more gender diverse workforce. But before we do that, let me give a little context for anyone who hasn't seen the first 2 episodes. So in my work as an executive coach, I've developed a 3-prong approach designed to help women navigate the challenges of a gender biased workplace and thrive in their careers. My approach, understand, grow, and change, first seeks to help women understand what the specific workplace challenges are. Next, it helps women grow in their skill set, in their confidence, in their leadership, and ultimately in their careers despite these challenges. And finally, together with the women and men that I support, it strives to change the workplace into one that both facilitates diversity and also benefits from it. Now, I've already talked about understand and grow in the first 2 parts of this series. Today, we're talking about change. Now, statistics show, and most of us agree, that the more diverse the workforce, the better organizations perform, dramatically better. Unfortunately, despite what organizations say, gender diversity is not seen as a priority, specifically in terms of the resources and the effort that they're willing to dedicate in order to make material changes. Now, what I mean by that is while gender diversity also often makes an appearance as an initiative or internal campaign, meaningful actions to institute KPIs, to train managers to develop female talent, and to provide coaching resources to young women rarely make it to the table. But those are exactly the things that are going to affect real change. The challenges that exist as a consequence of gender bias won't evolve without a concerted effort by organizations to level the playing field. Now, let me make one thing clear here. This isn't about fostering women's careers at the expense of men's, nor is it about selecting a woman for a leadership role over a more qualified man. This is about providing opportunities and professional development that is tailored to women, because the current workplace is tailored towards men. Not surprisingly, as that's who have historically dominated it. But things are different now. The workplace is different. Diversity, whether that be gender diversity or diversity related to race, religion, color, nationality, or sexual orientation, is critical to an organization's performance and even survival. So today, and specific to gender diversity, I'm going to talk about 6 specific actions that every organization should be taking right now if they're really committed to change. First, framework. Organizations should formulate a systemic and company-wide approach for identifying female talent at the earliest stages of their careers. Now, this is important. Many organizations allocate resources targeted towards women mid-career, as that's where you typically see the largest exodus of women from the workforce. However, by that stage, it's too late, as women have often formed opinions about their careers that are hard to undo. Next, feedback. Now, there are a lot of studies and statistics out there that point to the fact that women don't receive the same type of actionable feedback that men do. This has a real impact on their professional development. And don't assume that managers understand how to develop their female reports as well as they do their male counterparts. Coach and incentivize managers to help early career women build their confidence and competence through actionable feedback. Coaching. Now, in parts 1 and 2, we talked about how systemic bias, along with differences in the way women and men behave and process information, contribute to women's difficulty in career advancement. Now, if we're going to help women thrive in their careers, it's important for organizations to provide coaching for female talent to help them navigate their unique challenges and the challenges that they face. It's also not a bad idea to provide coaching for managers. Coaching aimed at improving their ability to successfully develop their female talent. Opportunities. Provide opportunities for female talent to grow and develop by giving them stretch assignments, meaning projects and assignments within the organization that give them more responsibility, expand their network, and test their leadership skills. Just remember that stretch assignments are designed to challenge a high performer and put them outside their comfort zones. Whether it's a man or a woman, this shouldn't be a pass-fail scenario. Mistakes are growth opportunities, and failures build character and otherwise hard to develop leadership skills. Next, connect. Connecting female talent with senior women business leaders. One of the things that women generally lack in the workplace is a lineup of senior female role models to aspire to. This is an excellent way to both bridge that gap and connect women with successful leaders that understand the challenges that they face. And finally, sponsor. All senior and executive leaders should have a female protege that they're sponsoring. Now, a sponsor is very different from a mentor. A mentor advises their mentee, while a sponsor advocates for their protege. A mentor can be anyone in a position of experience, while a sponsor is a senior level executive. And mentors help build a career vision, while sponsors are personally invested in the upward movement and professional development of their proteges. These are simple but deliberate things that organizations can be doing right now to make an impact on the makeup of their senior leadership and ultimately their workforce. Simple, and yet very few organizations have these in place. Now, in my view, one of the biggest obstacles to implementation has to do with the sentiment that these things are meant to be exclusionary, to support and foster the careers of one group, women, at the expense of another, men. But that's not the case. Frankly, these are basic actions that organizations should be taking with all their talent, regardless of their gender, race, color, religion. Unfortunately, in today's workplace, women aren't being identified as talent. They aren't receiving the type of feedback and coaching that they specifically need in order to develop. And it's not because there's a concerted effort out there to exclude them. It's because of the bias that we all have, women and men alike, that make it more difficult for us to recognize desired leadership traits in women. Managers don't necessarily know how to provide feedback and coach women as effectively as they do men. And there is a woeful lack of females in senior leadership for women to aspire to. Now, I'll end by reminding us again that organizations that have a diverse workforce perform dramatically better in the marketplace than those who don't. And in order for organizations to thrive, it's important that they create a place where both men and women, people of all colors, race, religions, can thrive as well. And if they're going to change the fabric of their workforce and their leadership makeup, they need to be intentional about it. They need to take swift and deliberate actions like the ones I described. I hope you've enjoyed this series, and that you now have a better understanding of what the challenges are that women face, the things that they can do in order to grow and thrive despite those challenges, and most of all, that you're committed to fostering the changes necessary to ensure that true diversity exists in your organizations. I'm Shawn Comboy. I'm an executive coach. Thanks for watching. Oh, and check out the episode notes for a link to a great article on this topic by Rosina Rachapi. The most important time to support a woman's career development is in her 20s.